Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know, nigga. Focusing on my next move, premeditated. This gon' be the anthem where real niggas get celebrated. E&E to the death, nigga, we dedicated. Gas on a regular basis, heavily medicated. I'm blessed to guarantee niggas know I'm their fucking favorite. E&E for life, don't give a fuck if you niggas hate it. I'm blowing back with stacks, feel like we really made it. Crazy shit as we been lit, congratulated. You see, I get it, over, enter, and understand it. My niggas great, we really come highly recommended. Cut them at the legs for fuck niggas who can't stand it. Next year gon' be even worse, they gon' be devastated. You niggas goofies, while we bubble like a jacuzzi. The camera's out, my niggas shooting the fucking movie. The way I spit coexist with bullets leaving Uzis. Mayweather the shoulder roll, I'm feeling groovy. Swag it out just a bit, do it like Lil Uzi. Or take the Calm approach and start smacking koofies. Glitch nigga, I told these niggas I'm fire flame. Stack, you better tell these niggas it ain't a fucking game. Used to want that off-white Benz until I saw the range. Dead shot, but I'm hitting niggas from close range. I'm in the clouds a lot, like I be flying planes. E&E, my niggas be on the same thing. Glitch. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know.
Me and Glitch sitting low in this bitch, twisting a fire fruit, about to light the blaze on this track. I hope it's fireproof. It's always monumental bars when we spitting together. Break down two different types of piff, then we mix them together. E&E, we official on every level. Getting this money is a part of our everyday schedule. And when it comes to business, you know I handle that. Something similar to when I was handling packs. 2020 vision got me seeing so clear. No longer a warning brethren, cause the smoke grid is here. Anyway, we only rolling the Zaza in order to smoke this good. You gotta spend a few dollars. These hoes, they always choosing, they always be trying to holler, especially when I pull up in that bubble body Impala. I ain't got it yet, but I'm about to go cop it. We the elite, got shit popping like a trending topic. Below for wristwatch, eyes covered with Bulgari optics. You smoking Reggie and them packs, y'all really need to stop it. Glitch, tell these niggas we on the up, bitch. And we ain't stopping till all of my niggas done rich. Stacks.
Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know. Blowing on the finest of gas, nigga, don't even ask. Sitting low, contemplating about this dough, now you know.
Yeah. What up? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's the man about town, Virgil Berry, a.k.a. Stacks with the Facts. And y'all know y'all tuning in to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. It's exclusive because we talking about something that's going on as we speak. And if you ain't heard, you're hearing it now. The verdict has been handed down. Our brother R, or should I say Robert Sylvester Kelly, has been sentenced to 30 years. Damn, 30 years. And at the same time, we got old girl who was involved with the whole Jeffrey Epstein demonstration, GHISLAINE Maxwell. She got sentenced to a dub. Damn. Crazy, right? Now, I know a lot of people is feeling a certain type of way about this whole R. Kelly situation, right? A lot of people feeling like he's getting what he deserves. A lot of people feel like R. Kelly is guilty all the way around the board. A lot of people is happy. A lot of people is celebrating, much like how they were celebrating when our brother Kevin Samuels untimely passed away. So, you know, man, we're going to get right into it. First things first, smash that like button, click on that bell, and definitely subscribe to the page. More content is going to be coming. We got collaborations coming up. Shouts out to all my brethren and sisters, man. Shouts out to my brother, Mr. O, in the Ozone Podcast. Shout out to my brother, Red Supreme TV1. Shout out to Shantastic Trill TV. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my homie Chaos Rain. Shout out to everybody, man. But, you know, with this whole situation concerning R. Kelly and GHISLAINE, man, it's a lot to unpack. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that are involved. Now, out of all the people who was mentioned on that flight list, I'm going to pull it up for y'all real quick. Out of all the people who was mentioned on that flight list, on the Lolita Express, you would have thought you would have saw our homie R. Kelly on there. But lo and behold, he definitely was not on the list. And, you know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, is trying to, you know, put R. Kelly like he just is this, you know what I mean, like he just some type of career criminal. I want y'all to understand that R. Kelly has a conspiracy charge, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? He got a conspiracy charge. So with that being said, it's just weird to me, man, that he got a conspiracy charge. You know, people who get conspiracy charges normally be involved with criminal activity like drug trafficking, guns, and things like that. But R. Kelly, he got a conspiracy charge for allegedly being a sex trafficker, which I think is funny because, you know, I'm about to show y'all this list real quick. Let me show y'all this list. Where's it at? Let me get the list ready for y'all real quick. Just give me a couple seconds, and I'm gonna bring it up for y'all. Oh, hold on, that ain't it. No, hold on. That's not it. That's not it. Give me a couple seconds, y'all. Hold on, let me go back to this right here. Y'all know about the Lolita Express? Yeah, they had a lot of people's names on that list, man. A lot of people's name was on that list. People who you wouldn't ever suspect they was on there, but one person whose name was not on there was our homie Robert Kelly. You know, I'm about to bring it up for y'all right now. Uh-oh. I got y'all. Give me a couple seconds. Come on, man. computer acting crazy again. Computer acting crazy again, y'all. Hold on, let me try to hurry up. Yeah, man, you know, a lot of people feeling some type of way about R. Kelly, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool because they got the right to feel like that. But man, my computer acting crazy. It got me salty too. I don't know what's going on with my computer, man. It's been acting real crazy lately too, though, man. But anyway, if y'all can go Google it yourself, y'all just go Google Jeffrey Epstein flight list, and y'all can go see all the people whose names is listed on that flight list. But lo and behold, R. Kelly's name isn't on there. You understand what I'm saying? So with Kelly, with R. Kelly getting 30 years, I'm gonna put something in perspective for y'all, man, when it comes to this whole situation, man. Now, I'm gonna say this off top. I'm not gonna say that R. Kelly is innocent. I'm not gonna say that R. Kelly doesn't deserve to go to jail if he's guilty of anything or if he was found guilty of anything. Or you already know, shouts out to my brother, Mr. O, tapping in. You know what I'm saying? You already know, brother. I'm not saying any of that. Because if he is guilty of anything, he should definitely, you know what I'm saying, do his due diligence, and he definitely should be paying his debt back to society. That's a fact. But let's think about some things for a second, y'all. Right? Mind y'all, there is not one shred of evidence against R. Kelly. There's no DNA. There's no grape kits. There's no hardcore physical evidence. They don't really have any audio. They got the video, you know, the video allegedly him in the sex video peeing on a girl, but you know what I'm saying? That could be argued, I guess. You know what I mean? They don't have any evidence as far as phone calls recorded of him allegedly setting up transactions between other people and the girls that he had over there. I want people to keep in mind that he has a conspiracy charge with no physical evidence against him. You understand what I'm saying? Not that they need any when it comes to conspiracy, which is why they charge people with conspiracy, because it's such a broad charge to hit somebody with. You can literally charge anybody with conspiracy and have a case put on them just because you think. Now we get into Minority Report stuff, just because you think they might be do something. Let me give you an example of how you can get involved in a Fed case and you ain't did nothing. You could be taking a picture or you could be with somebody and have your picture taken of somebody who's under investigation, and you ain't got absolutely nothing to do with what this person got going on. But the simple fact that you was snapped in a picture with them could make you a person that's considered a co-conspirator, and you can get a charge for that. Now, that's not necessarily say you would get convicted for it, because if you are not willingly involved in any criminal activity, of course, that's going to come out. But I just want y'all to know that if you're hanging with a dude who a hot guy out here or whatever, and you don't know what's going on, and the feds happen to take a picture of you with him and they got him under investigation, they can definitely charge you with conspiracy. And I say that's why they hit people with that conspiracy, because it's such a broad charge. And you can literally use it against anybody for anything. Now think about when I talk about HR 1955. And I know a lot of people be, you know what I'm saying, you hear the back and forth on social engineering, man. The thing with Aaliyah, you know what I'm saying, everybody want to bring that up. But mind you, that situation between him and Aaliyah was completely and 100% legal. You understand what I'm saying, man? That wasn't like he did something fraudulent or something illegal concerning that situation with Aaliyah. That was a fully legal situation that they were both involved with. So, and according to the documents, Aaliyah's parents, like the rest of these girls' parents, was A-okay with it, clearly, right? Now, you see Dame Dash, when he talk about R. Kelly concerning Aaliyah, He has very short words. You know what I'm saying? But that's another topic for another day. You hear me? But think about this, y'all, and walk with me. You know what I'm saying? Think about what in this case right here, and this ain't the only case. Think about, and I know people be feeling some type of way, but think about what happened with Kavanaugh. Y'all remember the whole Brett Kavanaugh situation when Christina Blasey Ford accused him of raping her at a frat party 25, 30 years ago? Y'all remember that? Now, Christina Blasey Ford, we ain't gonna get into that. That's another topic for another day. So these people are all connected though. But think about what happened with Kavanaugh, right? Kavanaugh was under, extreme scrutiny, if y'all remember. Let me bring you up. Oh, I'm about to bring you up right now. Bring my brother, Mr. O, up. He was under extreme scrutiny, man, when he was under investigation with that whole Christina Blasey Ford thing.
What up, bro?
What's up with you, O? How you doing, bro? Yeah, whatever you got going on in the background, you might want to mute that.
Oh, I'm good, bro. Hold on, turn the background a little bit. Hold on.
Man, my brother coming up, so it's only right.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right, you must be inside the building or something because your phone is acting crazy. You like what kind of bored you a little bit, and it's a delay on your sound too. You at work, bro?
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Actually, I'm on my microphone. I got my microphone on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my brother, Mr. O, man. You know what I'm saying? I met my brother, Mr. O, through my other brother, Red Supreme TV1. This is my Chicago brethren right here, man, ganged up, you know what I'm saying, intelligent, well-mannered, you know what I'm saying, brother from the Shy, you know what I'm saying, and when Mr. O speaks on it, man, you know what I'm saying, he puts you in the mind frame of you know what I'm saying, listening to straight facts, you know what I'm saying. This is why I rock with him, you know what I'm saying. Remind me of myself when I, you know what I mean, like bro, you like 35, 36, ain't you, O?
How is it now? Can you hear me?
I hear you crystal clear now, brother. What you was trying to use the microphone?
I can't hear you though.
Oh, you can't hear me? You probably gonna have to use the sound on the computer, man, and unplug your microphone.
You on mute, bro.
No, I'm not on mute. But now I'm off mute. Well, my brother, Mr. O, getting his sound together, man. I'm gonna keep going in, man. Like I said, man, Kavanaugh was under heavy scrutiny, you know. But come to find out, he ended up going to the Supreme Court, and the case just kind of dissipated. I bet a lot of y'all probably forgot about that. Let me go ahead and cut this camera off real quick. And it's a similar situation with R. Kelly, y'all, because although it's a lot of circumstantial evidence against Robert, right? Although a lot of people through the history, you know what I'm saying, R. Kelly, y'all been watching just like everybody else been watching, man, and all these different cases. The case when he had when you know he brought the album Best of Both Worlds out with Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? I remember the Best of Both Worlds. That was a dope album, right? And he was going through his court cases with that situation right there. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing with the video leaking back in like 02, you know what I'm saying, 01, 02. You know what I'm saying? With peeing on a girl, you know what I mean? Or should I say urinating on the young lady? You know what I'm saying? Which I guess you could still say that could be argued. I don't know, but nothing really ever happened with that case either. But just like Kavanaugh, R. Kelly is being convicted basically off of hearsay, right? With no evidence. And that's crazy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, I'm pretty sure that Robert is guilty of a lot of stuff. You know, the industry he's in, you know what I mean? The music industry, which we all know is ran, you know what I'm saying, by people who on straight demon time. You know what I'm saying? Straight demon time. Y'all know it. I ain't got to be no rocket scientist to figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how I sound now, Verge?
You super crispy now, bro. Super crispy.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all remember when the Best of Both Worlds came out, don't you, O?
I'm from
You know
Chicago, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? So I said it's my Chicago brother. So you know what I mean? When that album came out, Jay-Z and R. Kelly was going through litigation at the time. You know what I mean? And this
You know what?
fun.
He was going through that trial with Rivera, right?
Yeah. When he allegedly stabbed in the club in New York, and
they even came out with a music video for that too, right? They came out with
that had that Jigga Kelly not guilty. You hear me?
Yeah, that was my shit.
Dope ass video, dope ass album. But you know what I'm saying? But R. Kelly, listen, I'm pretty sure. And when I say what I'm about to say, I'm just because I got to be fair across the board. I'm pretty sure R. Kelly is guilty of some very lascivious, nasty, freaky, dirty stuff, man. I'm never going to deny that.
And then I tell you, before everything had transpired, before his arrest and everything, right? I bumped into R. Kelly before I was I do security, right? So basically, I bumped into him on one of my previous sites before I came to one of these hotels working for the same company, right? Now check this out. I seen him with the last two young ones, the last ones that was on the Surviving R. Kelly. I seen both of them chilling with him in front of this restaurant.
Right.
So I was trying to get a picture with the dude, but he talked about no pictures and whatnot. I felt a little salty. I was like, man, and then that shit happened. I thought he was gonna get a little slap on the wrist because I was like, they grown and all that good stuff, but all this stuff that came out, like, damn, I ain't want that for you, Rob. Shit.
30 years, man. You hear me? Now, mind
you, using the Mann Act. Did you talk about that?
Talk about what now?
The Mann Act. How they use the Mann Act to crucify him the same way they did Jack Johnson and Chuck Berry back in the day, bro.
Now I ain't hip to that, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna let you speak on that in a couple seconds, though, right? Because you seem to be clearly more knowledgeable on that than me. But my whole thing is with this is the precedent that's being set, and I want y'all to walk with me when I say what I'm about to say. R. Kelly, even though we see the circumstantial evidence over the span of 15, 20, 25 year, 30-year career, right? Pretty sure he's guilty of some stuff, right? Never going to doubt that. But the thing is, due process in the court of law, he has not been found guilty of anything that he's being accused of. No physical evidence to say connect him with anything that accused him. And now, mind you, like I said, he had a conspiracy charge. Now, think about what this means for the rest of us, man. You feel me? If R. Kelly can be basically convicted and sentenced to 30 years, basically by public opinion.
Sorry, bro. Hold on, my bad.
You good, bro. Basically by public opinion, by the massive, public perception that he's guilty based off of this circumstantial evidence. Not to mention that terrible ass pack of lies that they had the nerve to call a documentary.
Hey, I'm about to step away for a couple of seconds. Continue. I'm listening in the clouds, though.
All right, no doubt, bro. Take care of your business. My brother, Mr. O, could probably tap back in. You know what I'm saying? That terrible ass documentary. You know what I'm saying? Surviving R. Kelly, which the homie Sinful P, shout out to Sinful P, calls Surviving Lies, because it wasn't nothing but a pack of lies. You know what I mean? And the fact that he could be convicted off of basically hearsay and public opinion, you know what I mean? That's very scary and dangerous at the same time. And I want y'all to put yourself in the mind frame where you can see where this is heading and where this is leading with cases and situations like R. Kelly and Kavanaugh and so many others where, you know, people getting basically booked based off of public opinion. And this takes me back when I talk about the rule of the mob, when I'm talking about 1984, George Orwell, thought police, thought crime, groupthink type stuff. You feel me? Now, when we living in a society where you can be basically convicted, you know what I'm saying, from public opinion, that's dangerous, y'all. It's very dangerous. Dangerous on a lot of levels. You know what I mean? Because then, if that's the case, what happened to due process of law? You know what I mean? What about how we're going to be able to, how we're going to be able to defend ourselves in the court? You know what I'm saying? How are we going to be able to do that? And this is a question that I always ask people, man, because, you know what I'm saying, we sit here, poke the finger at each other, and we condemn each other and all of this type of stuff. But when we look further down the line, we can see that they actually coming for all of us, man. And if R. Kelly can be sentenced to 30 years in prison based off of literally no physical evidence convicting him of anything, no DNA, no nothing, man. I want y'all to understand how serious that is, man. That's very serious, man. Now that takes me to when I talk about Minority Report type stuff, man. When I'm talking about straight Minority Report type situations, man.
Oh, 1984, George Orwell, huh?
You feel me? Yeah, man. So, when we sit here and we look at this stuff, man, we got to look at where this stuff is headed. And y'all always hear me reference this novel right here, 1984, because it fits. In 1984, there was a department of the government, INGSOC, called the Ministry of Truth, which y'all always hear me talking about. Now, Ministry of Truth, for short, was called Mini-True. All right? And this was also how they, in 1984, got rid of the language by shortening words and getting rid of words, so as to shorten our ability to have creative thought. You understand what I'm saying? And the
I do talk about the 1984. I would like to share my screen and show you what the Mann Act is all about.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, go ahead and do that, bro. That's what I really want you to. That's what we need to be talking about right there. So I'm gonna take my share of my screen off, and you can share yours. And yeah, but basically with 1984, Mini-True, man, the Department of the Mini-True, or the Ministry of Truth, was to do exactly that, to get rid of truth. It was the guy, Winston, who's the head character. He worked at the Ministry of Truth, and his job was to scour and skim through the newspaper articles, magazines, books, TV, and to delete anything, right, that would lead to critical thinking and to get rid of information that they didn't want people to know. And that led to another aspect of 1984 called the memory hole, which was another department in the Ministry of Truth. Now, Mr.
Joe Biden was basically trying to set that up. Joe Biden trying to set that up. Yeah, I said Joe Biden trying to set that up too.
Yeah, they already got it set up right now. It's set up on Google right now. You know how you try to find certain information and you just can't find it? Another example of the memory hole is Wikipedia. Anybody can upload information to Wikipedia, y'all. I could sit up here and create a file on me and Mr. O, and I could just add stuff to it. You could too. That's the memory hole. Go ahead and break that Mann Act down.
It's on the screen. You got to share it. You know what I'm saying? It's on your what's the name? I already shared it.
I'll see it.
Yep.
Let's go.
Now, as it reads, it says the White Slave Traffic Act. You see what it says right there, right?
Yeah, the White Slave Traffic Act. Damn.
Yep. Also called the Mann Act, is a United States federal law passed June 25th, 1910. Now, you see what year that is, right? Jack Johnson literally became like heavyweight champion like a year or two prior. And what was he known for? What was he known for, bro?
Knocking white boys cold the fuck out.
And knocking down their ladies after the fight.
Oh, yeah. He was a lady. He was very, very well known amongst the ladies.
Specifically the Snow Bunny. And that's the reason why they created. That's the reason why they created this law specifically for him. Now, as I read, in its original form, the act made it a felony to engage in interstate and foreign commerce transport of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. Its primary stated intent was to address prostitution, immorality, and human trafficking, particularly where trafficking was for the purposes of prostitution. It was one of several acts of protective legislation aimed at moral reform during the Progressive Era. In practice, its ambiguous language about immorality resulted in being used to criminalize even consensual sexual behavior between adults. It was amended by Congress in 1978 and again in 1986 to limit its application to transport for the purpose of prostitution or other illegal sexual acts. Now, two things. When it came out during that time, they was going through a progressive era. As of 2020, in this new modern day age, we going through a neo-progressive era with the same stipulations, and what they use on Jack Johnson, they just use on R. Kelly with a twist.
So, and this is what I be talking about, y'all, when I be bringing up these laws, man. They have legislation, you know what I'm saying, that they pass without us even knowing about it, that they can use to basically crucify us in the legal system, which is a fraudulent system in itself. Now, y'all always hear me talk about HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. Y'all always hear me talk about that. And it's the reason why I do, because literally everything that's happening in our society now can be connected to this or could be used to convict people, right? Now, just real quick before we get back to R. Kelly, I want y'all to say what,
Be
bro?
right back. Be right back.
No doubt. Now, this legislation right here, y'all, is something that was passed back in 2007, in late 2007, right before Obama came in, right? And this was the premier legislation that was passed that sets the precedent for everything else that's going on right now. And I talk about it so much because literally everything that's going on, even this situation with R. Kelly and GHISLAINE Maxwell, could be implemented with HR 1995 protocols. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all see that on the screen right there, if y'all could read, you know what I'm saying, these are the definitions that y'all be hearing me always talking about right here. They got the commission, violent radicalization. The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. Homegrown terrorism. Now, this is where we got to think about our homeboy R. Kelly, right? The term homegrown terrorism means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence by a group or individual born, raised, or based and operating primarily within the United States or any possessions of the United States to intimidate or coerce the United States government, the civilian population of the United States, or any segment thereof in furtherance of political or social objectives. Now, this is so broad, you know what I mean, that this could literally be applied to anything, even this situation that's going on with R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Now, R. Kelly just got sentenced to 30 years, y'all, man. Can y'all believe that, though? Seriously, though, man, 30 years? That's a long time, man. You know what I mean? That's a long time, especially with no evidence. That's the illest part to it, to me. 30 years, man. That is a long time, bro. Can y'all imagine that, man? See, and they all, this is what they for some reason, they trying to connect the two. For some reason, they try to connect the two. And this is why I titled the video what I titled it. You know what I mean? This is why I titled it what I titled it. why did R. Kelly get a longer sentence than GHISLAINE Maxwell? You know what I mean? And y'all see in the thumbnail, that's why I put that up for the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? That's a good question. That's a real good question. Why did R. Kelly get more time than GHISLAINE? Right? It could be argued, right? But GHISLAINE is on such a and see, some people would like to think that she's on a higher level. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my door real quick. All right, I'm back. And GHISLAINE, people like to think that GHISLAINE probably was on a higher level in this situation than R. Kelly, but in all actuality, you know, they was kind of in concert with some of the same people. Even when R. Kelly first got arrested, him and GHISLAINE Maxwell even had the same legal representation at one point in time. And that's the illest thing about how they connecting R. Kelly and GHISLAINE in this whole situation right here. Of course, they're gonna try to make a whole frenzy about making, you know, who got the longer sentence and who got the shorter sentence, and that's irrelevant. But when it comes to R. Kelly and GHISLAINE Maxwell, they are both in concert with some of the same people, some of the same organizations, some of the same corporations. You understand what I'm saying? Jeffrey Epstein had his hand in a lot of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? He was involved with a lot of stuff. And GHISLAINE was basically like his bottom bitch. She basically was like his Heidi Fleiss. You know what I'm saying? And she was handling everything. Even, like I say, when the girl caught the case, when they caught the case back out here my way in Ohio back in the day. What is now in my city what we call Easton. This is around the time when all of that stuff was being built.
What you was talking about, bro? I just came back.
No, I was talking about how GHISLAINE Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein was basically their benefactor was Leslie Wexner. You know what I'm saying? And Les Wexner is a big billionaire.
Was he a music exec or something? Wexler?
Nah. Les Wexner owned Victoria's Secret and L Brands and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, he basically was George Epstein's benefactor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for y'all real quick. He basically was his benefactor, right? And basically he just funded Jeffrey Epstein coming into the game. You know what I'm saying?
Financial backer, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I'm gonna share my screen right here. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, Jeffrey Epstein and Leslie Wexner, right? They was buddies. You know what I'm saying? They was buddy back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Leslie Wexner, like I say, he owned L Brands and Victoria's Secret and all of that stuff. You know, he's a billionaire dude. He's a member of a collective of rich, fake Jewish, really Zionist people organization called the Big Group or the Mega Group. Y'all do your research on that. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the founding members of it as well. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, you know what I mean, at his mansion out here in New Albany, you know what I'm saying, they caught that case. You know what I'm saying, with old girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to bring that up right now too. They caught a case out here where old girl who was on the news not too long ago, she changed her name up, everything, you know what I'm saying?
So they sentenced her to 20 years, right? All right, so
20 years.
And that's fair, right? So she's gonna have to do at least about 18?
Yeah, something like that.
Cause you got to do 85% of your time when you deal with the federal court system. So R. Kelly, he got to do shit, what, 27, 28 max? Yeah, yeah. And he's already what, 54? Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's pretty much a wrap, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much a wrap. You know what I'm saying? This dude, and listen, I'm saying this is why I say these people are all connected, man. You feel me? As y'all can see on the screen, let me share the screen again. These people are all connected, man. So it's never, you know what I mean? I don't want people to be thinking like it's all separate and it's all connected. You know what I'm saying? All these people are in concert with each other. All these people interact with each other. Now, when you think about what they're doing with R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, versus what they're doing with GHISLAINE. Now, GHISLAINE has a massive amounts of evidence against her. You hear me? Extreme amounts of evidence against her. And she actually literally got what she was supposed to get. She should have got more time than that, for real.
You think?
Yeah, she should have, for real. But y'all got to understand who GHISLAINE Maxwell is. And we're going to focus on GHISLAINE for a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? GHISLAINE Maxwell is somebody. Y'all think R. Kelly is somebody. You know what I'm saying? GHISLAINE is somebody. You know what I mean? Her father is Robert Maxwell. You understand what I'm saying?
Who's Robert Maxwell, by the way?
Robert Maxwell's this guy right here. I'm about to show y'all. Robert Maxwell's this guy right here. Y'all see it? Hold on, let me put it back up.
You gotta put it on screen, bro.
Yeah, let me put it back up there. Oh, y'all see it now?
Yep, now we see it.
Robert Maxwell is this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull this up for y'all real quick. Let me get to a better screen for y'all so y'all can see this article.
Hey, you follow Black Ram, man? He got a good on special going on right now that you might want to go and check out after this live stream, my guy.
What you say his name is?
Black Ram 313.
You said Black Ram 313?
Yep, that's my homie straight from Chicago. Been in the game for about 10 plus years. He basically him and Jap basically brought me down into this whole rabbit hole about the whole gameism and everything.
Right. Dude. This is Robert Maxwell.
You like George Soros.
They are loosely related to each other. But Robert Maxwell used to own a magazine in United Kingdom. You know what I mean? And he was a real rich billionaire media guy, right? And GHISLAINE is his daughter. I mean, look. Can you see the resemblance?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's his daughter. He had a boat called the Lady GHISLAINE. He named it after his daughter, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, this guy was Mossad. This guy was involved with MI5 and MI6, the CIA, and he mysteriously jumped off of his boat back in 1990, something like that, 1980, 1990. One of them
jumped off his boat,
allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But when they found his body, had a gunshot in the back of his head. So, you know, I find it kind of hard to believe that he allegedly jumped from the boat with a bullet wound in his head because wasn't no pistol.
What was it, self-inflicted?
That's what they tried to say, but they didn't even bring that. See, when they first brought it up, they just said he jumped off. There never was anything mentioned about him shooting himself in the head and committing suicide, though.
And you said a bullet in the back of the head, but hold on.
Exactly.
Was that exit wound going through the front?
Yes. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
The exit wound. The exit wound. He had the inner wound from the back base of his skull. The exit wound came out somewhere in this region right here. So, you know, I know they really think we are, though. I mean,
and this is GHISLAINE Maxwell's father. And he was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. He the one back in the day when Jeffrey Epstein was first coming in. He's also in collusion with this guy, Leslie Wexner, and all these dudes are connected. And all these dudes are connected with dude in the music industry. And that leads everybody being connected with our homie R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I want to focus on this because this is very important, man. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly being sentenced without basically any evidence against him, y'all, man. I want y'all to understand how serious that is. You know, so what that means for us, Mr. O, us, and all y'all other content creators out here on this YouTube. You understand? Y'all already got these girls and these lame ass dudes on here throwing accusations on people. They doxing people. You hear what I'm saying? And y'all gotta, and then this is why I say it's important to have these conversations, because when we talk about it, the awareness gets out. And like I say, we box cleverly and we putting each other up on game, because we can think this is a niche thing with R. Kelly, but this is being set on the level of R. Kelly to let us down here know that this gonna happen to us too, or could possibly potentially happen to us. Just imagine if one of these girls on YouTube get mad because you make a video about them.
Look, bro.
They talk about it, Mr. O, man.
Look, bro. Look. I don't hold no punches while how I do things. I'll talk like this on the tube. I talk like this in real life. And look, I ain't got no chill like a broken freezer, Virgin.
That's what's up.
For real. They don't like my viewpoint, but I come so logically, so reasonable. They have to humble themselves, and that's when the gaslighting, the want to go ahead and run and tell that to your bosses and shit like that. I don't care if anybody want to go ahead and dox me anything, because I'm leaving the so-called industry and security and going to other things to run my own business in the future. Hopefully, I'm about to go ahead and get this gaming laptop and start doing some other shit, you know what I'm saying, for all the media production and all that good stuff. Right, and hopefully, in the future, I'm trying to go ahead and make intro videos and use it for people and content creators alike. I'm about to go ahead and try to do one for Red because he asked me to do one, but it's gonna take some time. You know, fuck with band labs and shit like that. But back to the topic at hand, though. Yeah, man. Yeah, they use these things to go ahead and silence us. Because the truth hurts too much. The truth costs the lies so much.
And like I always say, man, just like Mr. O just said, man, all this stuff is being done to get us to acquiesce, to get us to basically to try to check us, to try to
bend the knee,
try to hold us, try to make us kowtow and all that stuff by getting us scared to speak about things about what we're speaking about right now. And that's why you got all the stuff going on, especially on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't, the best way to get rid of the debate is to get rid of the debate.
Yeah.
You hear me? When I say that, is to make it so dangerous to be able to express views, opinions, thoughts that are outside of the norm or what's accepted as being normal, that you become a criminal, thought crime. You know what I'm saying? I be telling y'all, and this is why I be telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, that it's important to read books like 1984. You know what I'm saying? The Thought Police. You hear me? They're here.
What about Alex Huxley, your boy, Brave New World?
Oh yeah, I'm about to touch on him in a couple seconds.
1 second. Be right back.
No doubt. My brother, Mr. O, look like he like he in school right now or something. You know what I'm saying? It's ill because Mr. O was going to the branch of the same media school that I recently graduated from back in February 2021, the Ohio Media School. He's probably going to the Illinois Media School, which is all a branch of Be On Air broadcasting. So you check out your Be On Air satellite in your city and state. And if you listen, interested in a career in media, all things media, I strongly suggest you go to Be On Air. You know what I'm saying? I went to Be On Air's affiliate in Columbus, the Ohio Media School. And, you know, it was a real good experience, man. I got a lot of connections through there, a lot of learn how to operate and use my camera, this microphone, streaming, all of that stuff. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing. But when we're talking about GHISLAINE and R. Kelly, this is what we are being showed, these things, these situations, this type of thing going on at the level in order to hit us with this, like I say, to make us acquiesce, the thought police. And as y'all see, the thought police is everywhere on YouTube, all across social media, what I call social engineering. Y'all see it. Y'all see it in the all different aspects, all different avenues, all different spaces, as y'all call them. You know, y'all see this stuff being basically put out in the public perception, and it's becoming normal. You know what I mean? People like to have groupthink. You know, everybody want to be a hive mind collective, like you hear me saying all the time. And anybody coming with a difference in opinion, y'all see it in the back and forth on YouTube with the different, you know, the different spaces and the different content creators, most of them not content creators. And y'all see how all this stuff is being allowed to happen on YouTube, right? In order to create separation and division. So when we see cases like with R. Kelly, we got to go back to the HR 1955, how this situation can be used to spread ideologically based violence, you know what I'm saying? And even violently radicalized people. There's some people out there who are diehard R. Kelly fans, man. There's people out there sitting in front of that jail he was locked up in ever since he been out there every day, picketing and everything, going hard for R. Kelly. And just like we see with these recent events, you know, with everything, I can't even pick one out. You name one. Everything that's been going on, man. You know what I'm saying? People getting in fights everywhere and stuff like that. That's violent radicalization right there. And it's important for us to have these conversations, man, because we got to be able to connect the dots on these things and see how everything fit together. You know what I'm saying? 30 years. 30 years. Man, listen. I did 6.5 years in the joint. And it seemed like forever at one point. You feel me? I couldn't imagine doing times 5. You hear me? So, I mean, I'm 30 years, man. Now, mind you, 30 years with no evidence to convict you. No hardcore evidence anyway, nothing that can actually really stick, which is why they took it on the federal level. Because when you messing with them feds, man, it's a lot of guys sitting in state penitentiary and facilities that's innocent, but it's even more dudes sitting in them federal penitentiaries that's innocent, especially when they got conspiracy charges. So, you know, man, I just, you know, pay attention to this, man. This is a serious issue, man. It's not nothing to be taken lightly. It's going to have an effect on all of us, and think about all of us on this here YouTube that call ourselves content creators. You know what I mean? Some of us are on a certain level and most of us aren't. But just think what that means when you think about these cases that they put in front of us. You know what I mean? With these famous people. You know, just basically just tearing them out the frame. You understand what I'm saying? Tearing them all the way out the frame, giving them football numbers, giving them unimaginary time that don't fit the crime that they're not even really been proven to be guilty of. But on the other hand, we got people like GHISLAINE Maxwell, right, who's definitely guilty with reams of evidence against her, and she gets a significantly lower sentence, you know what I'm saying, for the same crime, but on the level of what she was doing. And what they trying to do is make it seem like R. Kelly was doing it on the level that she was, when actuality he wasn't doing it at all. But GHISLAINE was worldwide, globally trafficking grooming young women from all over the world. You understand what I'm saying? And just doing some of the probably most freaky, nasty stuff. You know what I'm saying? With not just regular people, man. I'm talking about heads of state. You hear me? We talking about kings, queens, princesses. You know what I'm saying? We talking about people who are somebody. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about just regular people. You know what I mean? We talking about people who got names out here, people who are known. Like I said, heads of state, heads of finance and industry and business. You know what I mean? These ain't just regular people. You know what I'm saying? This is the girl right here in the picture right there. That's the girl who, when they caught the case out here in Ohio back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Had her all the way across seas. You know what I'm saying? What was her name? Yeah, Miss Gouffre. That was her name. Virginia Roberts changed her name to Virginia Gouffre. That's out here. This case right here, y'all. This case right here was out here in Ohio, in New Albany, what is now New Albany, right? You see GHISLAINE in the cut, and you see Prince Andrew right there. And then you see Virginia. You know what I mean? What's going on there? Now, mind you, at this time in this picture, she was only like 16, 17. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff going on with GHISLAINE, man. She's involved with the whole Epstein situation, the Lolita Express, this whole situation with Prince Andrew. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, GHISLAINE is a real popular lady, man. You know what I'm saying? She's a real popular lady out here. She's cool with everybody, just like how Epstein was. You know what I'm saying? One of GHISLAINE's real close homies, I'm talking about super close homie, is none other than supermodel extraordinaire, you hear me? Naomi Campbell. You know what I'm saying? It's like her best friend. They go back like 20 years. Naomi Campbell's name is on the Lolita Express flight log. So the whole time when the whole thing was going on with GHISLAINE, y'all, right? One person's name of interest who never came up was Naomi Campbell. She was cool with Weinstein, Epstein, and GHISLAINE, right? She was playing on a level that R. Kelly could only imagine to play on if he was actually even playing on that level, which I strongly believe that he was not. I think that at the same time they had this going on with GHISLAINE, they threw Rob in there to be a distraction and take focus off of her because she's connected with so many people, especially considering who her father is. You know what I mean? Her father, like I told y'all earlier, Robert Maxwell, her father right here, Robert Maxwell, big dude. Y'all do your research on him. You understand what I'm saying? Robert Maxwell was a powerful dude. You know what I'm saying? Robert Maxwell was connected with the Mossad. You know what I mean? He was considered to be a super spy. Ain't that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me show y'all some images of this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. That boy, Robert Maxwell was involved in some serious stuff, man. You hear me? And he allegedly killed himself, like I said earlier. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly threw himself off his boat right there. His boat called the Lady GHISLAINE, named after his daughter. And you know what I'm saying? He mysteriously died with a gunshot wound in the back of his head. They found him in the Mediterranean Sea floating. He washed up on shore. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about these people, man, you know what I mean? We got to really seriously start connecting the dots and see why this stuff is being put in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Now, R. Kelly, you know what I mean? It's a wrap for R. Kelly, man. You hear me? I think it's real messed up personally. Not that I'm saying he should, Naomi Campbell. All right, no doubt. I'm not saying that he should be, like I said, I don't think he's like innocent. But what I'm saying is R. Kelly is being nailed to the wall, y'all, man. You understand how serious it is, man? For real. You understand what this means for the rest of us? You know what I'm saying? What this means for the implications for the rest of our freedom. You hear me?
Yep.
And I just think it's crazy because, you know, I keep thinking of 1984. I got to keep going back to 1984, y'all, man, because this is this day. And like I say, they put this
Textbook,
stuff in
bro.
our face.
They running this textbook, bro, just like They Live, bro. That movie They Live in 1984 for some reason keep recurring to me every day.
Remember this movie right here? That's why I rock with my brother, Mr. O, man. He's a pop culture guru like myself. You know what I mean? This movie right here. And guess what year it was when this movie came out?
1984.
So, you know what I mean? No, 1980. I want to say this came out in 88, if I'm not mistaken. But the funny thing about the novel 1984, Mr. O, is that it came out in 1948. George Orwell released it in 1948.
True.
Real name, Eric Blair. And guess who Eric Blair, Eric
88.
Blair.
You was right, 88.
It was 88. Now guess who Eric Blair, George Orwell, real name Eric Blair. Guess who he was college roommates at the famous Eton University?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Aldous Huxley, who wrote Brave New World. See, when you connect the dots on these people, everybody's all connected. Now, Eric
I don't
Blair,
believe in coincidences. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in synchronicity.
Ain't no such thing as a coincidence, man. Especially when it comes to these people. Now, both of these guys were both members of a secret fraternal organization.
Don't say Skull and Bones, bro. Don't say Skull and
No,
Bones.
it ain't Skull and Bones, but it might as well be. It might as well be. It's a fraternal organization called the Fabian Society.
The Fabian. Tell me more about the Fabian Society. Never heard about them.
Okay, the Fabian Society was created by a Roman general.
Oh, named, Lord. We ain't got to say no more. You said Roman.
Maximus Fabius. This guy. You hear me?
Hey, yo, it still tricks me out that the Aryan Brotherhood is named after Arias, though. And if y'all do y'all research about it, go ahead, but continue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these people are connected, man. That's basically what I'm saying when I post stuff like that. Just to show y'all how they're all connected. You know what I'm saying? George Orwell, Aldous Huxley were roommates at Eton University. Y'all do your research on ETON University in the United Kingdom. It's up there. It's an Ivy League school. It's the European Ivy League schools. You got Eton.
So it's an actual university.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all real quick just to show you. Not saying that y'all think I am, but just to show y'all that, as the young folks say, it ain't no cap.
Mm-hmm.
The world famous Eton University. Up there with Harvard, up there with Yale, up there with over there Oxford.
Oxford.
You know what I'm saying? And Cambridge. You feel me? This is what Eaton University is.
Hey, you know what? That's so crazy because I had to really look. I think it was either you or another content creator that told me the whole elevation about education, right? See, technically, high school was basically what middle school is, or what junior high. Basically, junior high and high school was the same thing. We high school actuality was college, and college was university.
Right.
So it's levels to this shit. So when these straps be telling me, "Are you college educated?" I be like, "Are you university minded?" That's why I kill them with. Because you ain't telling me that you're indoctrinated through college. College curriculum is basically, you know what I'm saying, for employees. Universities is for trendsetters, the ones that supposed to move society.
And when you talk about universities, now we getting into these bloodlines. We getting into these old bloodline families like the Whartons, like the Roosevelts, DuPonts, Vanderbilts, and stuff like that.
Guess what? They was the only ones that was allowed to enroll. Them and they constituents, the ones that work under them. They was the only ones that allowed to go to university. That's why their names is blasted in Yale, Harvard, Princeton, and all them other ones, and not these other subordinate colleges, because these subordinate colleges was a money grab to go ahead and get you and be a better employee.
Right. That's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite quotes, right? One of my favorite quotes by this guy right here. My favorite quote by this dude right here. I'm about to show it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of all this stuff too at one point. But this is my favorite quote by this guy. You know? And if y'all can read that and see that, I'm gonna go click on one real quick. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education.
Man.
So I think that's very profound right there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Consider everything that's going on. And it's very, like I said, it's getting dangerous. Oh man, this is dangerous because, you know, now
to me, it was prophesized in that good book. You know, I live by 3 books. Verge. I told you, the first one is that Holy Bible. That second one is the that 48 Laws of Power, and that third one's that Skull book I learned from the book Pimp.
He said that Skull book. Yeah, and if y'all pay attention, they're getting rid of the books. You can hardly find books when you go to the bookstores anymore. And the only bookstore that's really popular now is Barnes and Noble. So, you know what I'm saying? And then they doing it on the internet too. They doing digital book burning on the internet. So, you know, all this stuff, basically the reason why I go in the way I do, because basically just want to show how everything is interconnected. It's a correlation between Robert Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, and everything else that we ever could discuss. You know what I'm saying? And it's important for us to have these conversations because, like I said, we being punked. You know what I'm saying? We basically being manipulated perceptually into not having these conversations and being fighting amongst ourselves over petty ass bullshit. Like if a dude is wrong for buying kids, not buying the other kids that ain't his McDonald's, which is something that fits in society and can be discussed and should be discussed. But at the same time, look at the energy, look at the advertisement, the marketing basically just put behind that stuff, but taking away attention from like Ghislaine Maxwell. And mind you, people probably done forgot about Ghislaine. That's why they're connecting it with R. Kelly, right? And that's a further rabbit hole to go down because people gonna get into it. Well, Ghislaine did this and this is worse than R. Kelly. She only got 20 and he got 30. They do it because she white. And that's how the rabbit hole just can go on and on and on and on and on instead of doing some critical thinking, you feel me, and connecting how the two are related and shine a light on how both of them is related. And that when you shine the light, the shadow gonna be who's standing behind both of them. And that's what we need to be focusing on.
And that was Jeffrey Epstein. And that Pizzagate, Hillary Clinton, all them.
All that.
Obama. Yeah, nobody want to talk about that, especially.
I want to talk about Obama. You know what I'm saying? And that whole thing over there in the United Kingdom with what's the guy's name, man? I can't think of his name right now. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. A little British dude used to have a creepy TV show back in the day, man. Jimmy.
You said creepy dude.
Yeah, Jimmy Cavill. That's his name.
Oh, I never heard of him.
Yeah, man. This guy right here. I'm about to show y'all. Jimmy Cavill. This guy. You hear me? He used to have a TV show back in the day in British television. He was the equivalent to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You hear me?
Nigga, like
Mr. Roger, doorbell's ringing.
Gotta be right back. I'm in the clouds again.
All right, no doubt. And this dude, Jimmy Cavill right here, basically a couple years ago, United Kingdom, they had a whole situation going on with the sex trafficking and the human trafficking, you know what I'm saying, what he was doing that TV show back in the day. And this is a thing that's going on in America right now too. And just pay attention to how all these laws is coming into place where they're trying to lower the ages of consent. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to sexually activate the youth with the whole LGBT LMNOPQ barbecue committee agenda. You hear me? Sexualizing the kids, and they at the same time creating legislation that's going to lower the age of consent. And all of this stuff is all connected. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do your research into who Jimmy Cavill was, man, with his creepy demon-looking ass, especially in this picture right here. You know what I mean? And Robert Maxwell was connected to this guy, GHISLAINE's father. So you know what I mean, man? Anybody want to tap the link and come on up, y'all more than welcome to. You know what I mean? But how y'all feel about what's going on with R. Kelly, man? Like, I know it's a pretty much divided situation. Some people was on R. Kelly's team. Some people feel like he got what he deserved. You know what I mean? Me, I'm neutral. You know what I'm saying? I think that if he is guilty of anything, he should most definitely be held accountable for that. But if I'm going to be all the way real across the board, due to the evidence and going back and forth to court, none of the evidence has been provided to say that he's guilty of any of these accusations, although I'm pretty sure to some extent he is. But we go by due process in America, y'all, man. If that's the case, then anybody can be accused of anything. And as long as we make up a story that's believable on a massive scale, this person could be locked up. That's rule of the mob for real. Where's due process at? Where's guilty till proven innocent till proven guilty? And that's what I'm focusing on right there, y'all. At the end of the day, this ain't about R. Kelly. This ain't about Ghislaine Maxwell. This is about us. You know what I'm saying? Being manipulated into basically imprisoning each other, silencing each other. And this goes back to 1984 with the Ministry of Truth and Thought Crime, the Thought Police. You know what I'm saying? The Thought Police was the proletariat, or us, the people. People policed each other, much like what's going on YouTube now. People telling people what they should be saying, what they shouldn't be saying, accusing people of things that they have no evidence to prove what they is accusing people of. Basically, character assassination. You know what I mean? And at the same time, the people who are doing the assassination of character have the worst characters ever. So, you know, man, we got to have these conversations. You know, we got to start talking about this stuff, man. We got to start calling it out what it is. You know what I mean? And we definitely got to break down the facts and connect the dots to see how everything is connected, and all these people they put in front of us are related on some level, and I mean related to the point to where they are blood DNA. You hear me? And I know some of y'all popping in right now, y'all seeing this creepy looking dude on the screen. This is Jimmy Cavill. He is the British equivalent of Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. He was cool with Jean-Luc Brunel. Jean-Luc Brunel was in on the whole Epstein demonstration and everything. Y'all remember when he just recently killed himself? Jean-Luc Brunel hung himself in prison in the exact same fashion that Jeffrey, I mean, like literally exact same fashion. Now, let me tell y'all something from a guy. I'm going to come up for this too. Let me tell y'all something as a guy who's been in prison. You hear me? I'm not proud of that, and I always say this when I speak on it because some people like to think that when I speak on my experiences that I'm somehow bragging about it or making it seem like it's just the livest shit ever, and I'm telling you it ain't. It sucks. Ain't nothing cool about going to the joint. It's horrible. It's terrible. You hear me?
I've never seen it. Look, I'm 35 years old, Bobby 36 years old. Virgil, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I never, ever seen a cell. Living in the city of Chicago, hanging with my woes, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, I always got out of them jams. I always had like a good head on my shoulders and like, you know what? That's not a good time to go to that place right now. That's not a good time doing this there. Always save my ass. And I thank my damn daddy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what's up. And I want to say, commend you knowing that you grew up where you grew up. You know what I'm saying? The part of the city that you from, I'm familiar with it. You know what I'm saying? I was locked up with a couple of dudes from around that way and a couple of dudes from on the west side too. You know what I'm saying? So I know about Chicago, and to be your age and grow up how you did and, you know, chose different paths. And we can, like you just said, you have your father there to guide you. It's a good thing that you seen right here with us today because, you know, it's big ground force demons presiding over y'all city, man.
And especially my section, I'm in Inglewood, bro. Look.
Yeah, I'm hip to Inglewood. So I was locked up with some dudes from around your way, man. Some older cats, man.
And look, and them the ones that influence us the most. Like, oh man, look, man, them Gen X. See, I told you I'm a millennial, just like you too, Vert. But our homies, it goes to a 10-year gap. Like, I could be hanging with dudes that's about 45, 46, and already been kicking with them for about 20 years because we from the same deck.
Right. Now, to get back on Jean-Luc Brunel, Jean-Luc Brunel was the head of a very popular modeling agency. I want to say it was called M Models or something like that. 3M Models, something like that. Y'all can look it up. Look up for yourself. But that's the guy right there. He mysteriously hangs himself upon waiting sentencing for trial, exact fashion that Jeffrey Epstein did. Now, him and Epstein was homeboys. You hear me? Jean-Luc Brunel, his modeling agency was connected with Leslie Wexner. All these people are connected, man. They're all connected. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying when we're talking about GHISLAINE. GHISLAINE is so much more of a criminal than Robert Sylvester Kelly could ever be imagined to be. And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, she's not only getting less time than him, but her story's getting swept under the rug. But when you start connecting the dots on who GHISLAINE is connected to, look at her. Look who she connected to. You can get the feeling or get the over inner outer understanding of why they put in the focus on R. Kelly, who's in concert with some of the same people.
That's the problem. Hey, I hate to say it, but man, we might have to go ahead and keep a close eye on R. Kelly's, man, the next upcoming weeks, man, because they might be saying you already see they try to do Young Thug. They talking about he's suicidal now too.
Man, listen, y'all, and this is what they doing with these famous people, man. They letting them have all this money. They letting them have all this fame and notoriety and popularity, influencing us in so many different ways that most of y'all won't even admit it, right? And what they doing, and this is why I say tomorrow's oppressor is tomorrow's victim, right? And they enticing them to entice us into break the law, violent radicalization through ideologically based violence spread on the internet,
MK Ultra programming. MK Ultra programming started by the boomers. That basically, you know what? This is a theory of mine, Virgil.
Go ahead, drop it.
So the boomers are basically the first compromised group of generations of people in America, you know what I'm saying, being habitually mind control on a daily basis. Is it possible they could spread that that program genetically into the you know what I'm saying, biological reproductive
processes? Of course, and I'm glad. Hey, listen, this is why I like having these conversations, because that's what brings me segue right on into this, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear me talk about epigenetics, right?
That's our favorite term, ain't it? Man, look.
Mr. O talks about epigenetics. You know what I'm saying? Now let's break the word epigenetics down. Epigenetics, epigenes. Epi means on top of or above, right? Genetics means genes, DNA, right? So
genetic code.
Epigenetics is literally the study of how, and I just did a video on this, right? Epigenetics is the base science that's leading into what I just talked about on my last video with the digital DNA storage, right? Basically, what epigenetics is the downloading of memory onto your biology. Our body does this naturally. Animals, you see it in certain amphibians and reptilian species when they regenerate their tails. And
biological imperative. That's what it is. Biological imperative.
Yes. So what epigenetics is basically the study of how the body, the cells, the cellular functions on a subatomic molecular level, right? How they basically hold and store memory, and that memory is passed on genetically to different to the offspring or to the descendants, whatever you want to call it. That's why I say we all suffer from epigenetically passed down human trauma. Yes, memories are hereditary, and that's why right now, you know what I mean, what they talking about. This stuff is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? This right now they talking about and while all this is going on, while we arguing about you know what I'm saying, arguing about dude not buying other kids McDonald's, this is what's going on. This right here. This is the basically the them letting us know that they creating the technology to store human consciousness on portable devices. And this and all of this stuff that's going on in our society, this stuff with GHISLAINE, this stuff with Robert, everything else is being done on purpose. And this is the reason why it's being done, to fracture our psyches, split it up in what they call compartmentalization. Right?
Double-mindedness.
Triple-mindedness, quadruple infinite mindedness, but inverted, not like intellectually or spiritually, but electronically, digitally. You feel me? Hive mind collective. And all this stuff we seeing, like I say, considering GHISLAINE and considering Rob, this is all being done to distract us from stuff like this, while at the same time, being directly connected to this.
I'm listening.
And that's why, you know what I mean? That's why I say that's why I do what I do, man, because it's coming to it's coming to a point that this stuff is coming out so blatantly to where it we ain't gonna be able to hide it. We ain't gonna be able to say it's a conspiracy theory anymore. We ain't gonna be able to say that, oh man, they ain't doing that, when they showing us right here in our face that this is exactly what they doing. Now, something else considering GHISLAINE, I want y'all to think about, man, when it comes to her ass, man, right? And like I just was talking about with Jean-Luc Brunel, and just like Mr. O spoke on with R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised, y'all. Now, this ain't me. So this ain't me saying that because I don't know nothing. I'm just a guy from Ohio, man. I'm from Columbus. I'm a content creator from Columbus, Ohio. I don't know nothing. But what I will say is that don't be surprised if these people come up what I call Epstein. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised if GHISLAINE and Rob get Epstein, man. If we find them somehow.
It's coming. It's coming.
if we mysteriously get the news in the next week or so, months, whatever, that GHISLAINE mysteriously hung herself in herself. And this is what I was getting at earlier when we got off onto a tangent, though. Let me get back to this, right? What I cammed up originally back forward. When you are in prison, in solitary confinement, PC, like what I'm pretty sure R. Kelly and GHISLAINE both are, right? Due to the high profile of who they are in their case. Yep. Not in general pop. They are not in general pop.
Especially R. Kelly. You know what they like to do with
R. Kelly. Especially R. Kelly. Now listen here. Not only have I been to the hoe, I used to be a porter in the hoe. And I'm telling you right now, when you are in PC, especially if you're on suicide watch, right? There is no way you could possibly hang yourself in a PC suicide watch tank. It's not going to happen. I'm telling y'all right now, you literally sitting on a cot in the middle of a floor, which is a concrete slab with cushioning over it, right? It got a see-through glass over the bars, plexiglass, to avoid any feces or spit or anything like that, throwing food or whatever. They feed them through a slot in the door. And most of the times, depending on how you acting, you might be in a turtle suit up in there. You don't get no bed sheets. So in order to hang yourself in solitary confinement, I'm going to just tell you this, it ain't going to happen. Now, you got some solitary confinement where you do get bed sheets. Like in the hole, you get bed sheets, right? But in order to hang yourself from a rack nailed to the ground in a hole, that's a feat, an amazing feat. And I'm not saying it's not impossible, but what I'm saying is, like, you got it. You're not in a hole by yourself. You're in there with a cellie. I don't know. R. Kelly might be in a solitary cell, and I'm pretty sure he probably is doing a profile of his case. But ain't no way you gonna hang yourself, though, is what I'm saying, though. Talk to anybody who's been in the joint or who been in the hole, especially if you've been on PC. Suicide. If you let me break this down. If you in the hole, you could hang yourself in the hole. In the regular hole, the regular shoe, or the regular trying to remember what they call it, man. I can't think of the name right now, but if you just sit in the hole, they give you sheets and stuff. You on a regular mat and a regular rack and everything. But if you are on PC suicide watch, ain't no way in hell you hanging yourself in PC suicide watch. You don't have no sheets. You don't have anything to hang yourself from.
And don't they have still have cameras in that type of situation just in case?
I mean, there's cameras there. There's CCTV cameras watching you 24/7. There's always at least 2 guards on duty. I mean, you're sitting in a cell the size of a coat closet with a metal bars gate, basically keeping you in there with a 1.5 inch thick plexiglass shield. So I mean, you're sitting in there in your turtle suit or in your your little jumpsuit. You're not going to be able to hang yourself. So when these people come up hanging themselves in solitary confinement, PC suicide watch, it's a trick to it. You ain't gonna tell me nothing different because I've been there, and you ain't gonna tell me nothing different. All right. If somebody die in a hole in that manner, that either mean the COs did it or somebody came in there and did it. You hear me? Or killed them and made them look like it did it. Now, let me take y'all back down memory lane for a second. What happened in Ohio, right? And this guy was on trial. This guy got convicted. He was a member. It found out that his peoples was known to practice Santeria. You hear me? I remember this guy right here. I remember this guy.
No, I don't think I know.
See how we forget? Y'all remember Ariel Castro? Had these 2 girls.
The name sound familiar, but
he had the girls locked up in this basement, allegedly right around the corner from where they lived in Cleveland, Ohio.
I remember.
Now, I was in the joint when this dude was in the joint. You hear me? I was at CRC, the Corrections Reception Center. I was a cadre there. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? where I was locked up at right here, y'all. You hear me? That's where I was at. The Corrections Reception Center, right? Up north in Cleveland, they got one that's called Lorraine Correction Reception Center, but this is the southern region one, Correction Reception Center. And when they brought Ariel Castro in there, they locked the whole camp down for like 2-3 days, right?
Be right back.
All right, no doubt. And mysteriously, Ariel Castro hung himself. See, they got a hit. They do this. See, when something works and people start accepting it, they use it over and over and over, right? Now, back in the day, right? And we can even say this is back in the day. Let me go to a news article. Ariel Castro may be the Epstein before Epstein, right? Because he committed suicide, right? He committed suicide in prison by hanging himself allegedly with bed sheets in the hole where I have worked at. I worked in the hole where this guy was stored at, PC Suicide Watch. And there's no way you can hang yourself in there. There's nothing to hang yourself with. There's nothing to hang yourself from. So the fact that this guy, y'all remember The Wire? Huh? Y'all remember the TV show that used to come on HBO back in the day, the popular TV show, The Wire? Right? Y'all remember when D got killed in the joint? I remember that when Stringer had him killed. Oh, hold on, I'm looking up the wrong thing. What was his name, man? Remember The Wire? I remember The Wire, man. Remember when Barksdale, not Barksdale, but remember when Stringer had him right here killed in the joint? And dude put the belt around it. Dude he strangled, he choked him out, and dude put the belt around his neck and made it seem like he hung himself from the door. You know what I'm saying? And that was in some other shit right there. But when it come to Epstein, when it come to Ariel Castro, you know what I'm saying? When it come to this guy, like, he ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way he could have did that, y'all. There's no way that this guy could have hung himself from that in the cell like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all right now, there's no way he could have done it. And like I say, Castro was Epstein before Epstein, you know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I mean in the manner in which they allegedly hang themselves. And like I say, when something works, they keep using it. And this is all the way back in what, 2010? Or my fault, like 2012? Right here. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember Ariel Castro? Kidnapped them girls, had them locked up in the basement and stuff. These girls right here. Had them all locked up in the basement on some old satanic type stuff. What's that movie with Samuel L. Jackson and the old girl in it, man? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of old girl right here, Amanda Berry, I think that's what her name was. Yeah, them girls right there. There they go right there. Listen here. See what I'm saying? Coroner says Ariel Castro's death was definitely not an accident. You feel me? So you know what I mean? It's getting crazy, man. And here we is, 2022. Or with Epstein, what was that, 2019? Epstein, and then we got Jean-Luc Brunel just last year, or should I say just last year, Jean-Luc Brunel did the same thing. So, you know what I mean? Now, don't, like I say, y'all, man, I'm not wishing death on nobody. I don't do that. I would never do that. I'm not that type of guy. I don't want nobody to die. It ain't up to me to speak on anybody dying or to say who has to die. That's up to the Most High. But what I'm saying, don't be surprised if old GHISLAINE come up missing, or should I say come up hanging. Don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised at all. You feel me? Don't be surprised if GHISLAINE come up hanging in her cell, man. These people, listen, they use these people, and when they all used up with them, they off them.
Hey, Verge, you know, sometimes these people are actors too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they playing a role. Yeah, they're playing a role, and then once they supposedly die off, they go into another role. I'm still thinking about Michael Jackson and now Bob Saget, and now, you know what I'm saying? Because look, if you notice the kids be hanging around with the same dude, you know, you gotta watch this old movie that Michael Jackson did called Ghost, and he had portrayed a character in that, you know what I'm saying, all makeup and everything with different you know, with some silicone masks and whatnot. Why is a dude that looks similarly to him that's walking around with the Michael Jackson kids on a day basis, talking about that's an old family friend and whatnot. But when you see him and see how he walk, and you take an old picture of Michael Jackson and see how he used to stand and walk, identical.
That's right.
And I'll give you another caveat. It's a politics. All right, so the transgendered politician that Biden have appointed, right?
Right.
All right. It's another male politician that looks exactly like her. And I got to go on Twitter to try to find a picture, but it's kind of creepy, bro. And it ties to the agenda of basically making men into effeminate, and that's how they basically keep the agenda alive, by basically make these dudes into actors. Even the politicians and all of them are actors, and they put them in these roles. You know, put them in makeup, all that good stuff, just like George Soros and another lady look just alike. Like they put George Soros in a dress.
I want y'all to pay attention to the screen. Robert, you ever heard of this movie, Mr. O?
What's that?
Hold on, let me click on one for you real quick. Y'all ever heard of this movie? Right there.
Wag the Dog. I heard of it, but I never seen it.
Y'all should all go check out this movie right here called Wag the Dog. It's a dope ass movie. It got Al Pacino in it. It got Dennis Hoffman in it. It got Woody Harrelson in it. You hear me?
Yeah.
This movie right here is Al Pacino was a movie director, or a person in the government that worked for basically the CIA, and Dennis Hoffman was a movie director. And the president at the time had got in trouble for a scandal, a sex scandal with an underage girl, right? Much like what happens right now all the time. So what the people do, the government, which is what Al Pacino character represent, they hired this guy, Dustin Hoffman, who was a film director, to create a fake world in a country, a fake war in Albania, right? And the main character over there was Woody Harrelson, who was supposedly a hero dude who saved everybody. They made a whole script up and everything, dog, man. Y'all gotta watch this movie. This movie right here, Wag the Dog, is off the chain. You hear me? And the reason why I'm talking about this movie, because Mr. Otis was talking about the actors. Think about what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. They're all actors, y'all. Don't ever forget that all these people are actors. They're puppets. And most of them are not who we really think they are outside of just being actors. Some of them we think as men is really women, and some we think as women is really men. You feel me? And this is what I talk about when I talk about the Baphomet. This is why I say the Baphomet runs hip hop. This is the transgender / transhumanism. Now, y'all see how we start off talking about R. Kelly and GHISLAINE, but we go down the rabbit hole, and this is connected to all of this stuff right here with the transgender, trans ninja, transhumanism agenda. See, we being hit with this from all angles. You know what I'm saying? And you can best believe when it comes to this whole thing with R. Kelly and GHISLAINE, it leads back to this right here.
Hey, speaking of bloodlines, all right, so it's 13 bloodlines, right?
Ones that we know of.
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy about Melania, you know, Trump's wife, you know what I'm saying? You know, she belongs to the Moravian bloodline. That's crazy.
Go ahead. I'm on the phone real quick. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was trying to look up this picture with the Michael Jackson's son and him walking with this strange guy that basically resemble and do the same thing Michael Jackson was doing. I'm going through my Twitter page, but I was still listening in. Yep. But that's crazy though. So the hip hop is basically run by, you know, and hijacked by these Luciferian people, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially these Black Greek letter, and you know, I'm a Freemason too, but you know what I'm saying? Once I got down to the 3rd degrees, I ain't go no further, but you know what I'm saying? I honestly don't think anything is really true how they say the Freemasons, the Illuminati is tied to like that to a degree, but I understand they probably only kept that away from me because I was on the 3rd level. I ain't go no further.
That's exactly why they kept it away from you. Talking about the Blue Lodge levels, the apprentice, was it the entered apprentience, the accepted fellowship, and
no, fellow crab, fellow crab,
and then after that you a master mason.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm telling you, as a guy who's thoroughly researched this stuff for a good better part of almost 20 years.
Hey, I was in it, bro. I was in it.
You see it, right? So you know what I'm saying? The Divine Nine. You always hear me talking about this, man. You always hear me talking about these people, man. The Divine Nine, the Boule. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly, his people, a lot of his people were, or one of the male ones, they were part, and even the females too, were part of this organization. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So everything, like I always say, is all connected, man. And until y'all start getting into this aspect right here, we ain't gonna never be able to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And this is how they're gonna be able to continue to, you know what I'm saying, have us up in arms about, you know what I'm saying, R. Kelly getting more time than GHISLAINE. We need to be connecting the dots on who's behind R. Kelly and GHISLAINE. You know what I mean? That's what's really important, and that's where the people who really running shit is at. And the same people run Google and YouTube.
Yep.
So I'm about to go ahead and end this joint, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Now that we sitting here chopping it up, you know what I'm saying? My brother,
I'm off this Sunday. What was we gonna talk about on Sunday?
Yeah. What was it? Because I don't recall you saying a specific topic when we was corresponding.
No, we was talking about. I think we was gonna go talk about the R. Kelly thing. Hold on, let me check my message real quick and see what you said.
Whatever me and my brother chop it up about, it's gonna be something live, something enthralling. You know what I'm saying? Lots of jewels is gonna be dropped, lots of info, and as always, anybody, you know what I'm saying, down there, welcome to come up and add to the conversation if you can. And this is the reason why I started my platform and what I'm doing, because I want to have the conversation, man. We can't, you see how we being ever coerced into not having a conversation, or freedom of speech being chipped away from us, and I ain't going. I refuse to be silent, and I know a lot of other people like my brother, Mr. O, do as well, and this is why we do what we do, and it's very important. on all levels, to people who got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, to people who got less than 1,000 subscribers. We need to all be interacting with each other, speaking our piece on what we know about, sharing information, and you know, all the back and forth and all that stuff can definitely die down. But as a guy from the city, man, from the turf, I understand what's necessary about that as well. So me and my brother O definitely will put something together for y'all for this Sunday. I don't know exactly what time it's going to have to fit O's schedule and mine as well. I'm in Chicago. He in Chicago. I'm in Columbus. I think it's like an hour time difference, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yep, it's an hour.
Yeah,
it's an hour.
So we're going to mash that up and link it up. We're going to have a dope topic for you, my man, Mr. O. Going to make a nice little intro for us, man. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm going to try to, bro. Hey, look, man, I just now got a little skilled up in the Adobe Premiere and animations and After Effects. So I'm going to try to go ahead and find some way to make a nice little intro. You know, I'll be trying to make beats on Band Lab too. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of music on Band Lab too. So, you go to Be On Air.
Yep.
Illinois Media School.
Yep.
See, that's what I say. I know what I was talking about. See, and this is why I say the universe works so beautifully, because my brother, Mr. O, is going currently to the Illinois Media School, and I'm a recent graduate of the Ohio Media School.
Oh, really? Hey, the Cincinnati or Cleveland area.
Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
The biggest one.
I got Catherine Miracle as one of my instructors right now.
Yeah, see, I graduated from the Columbus location of the Ohio Media School, which is a part of the Be On Air network. They got Illinois, Georgia, New York, New Jersey, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Up here in Ohio, we got the Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. I want to say Dayton, but I don't think so in Dayton. But I know it's Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati for sure. I graduated from Columbus location from Ohio Media School with film emphasis and radio, television broadcasting.
Me too, and I'm in digital marketing portion. That's why I'm really trying to be making to a business. See, I already know everybody, and this is what's so crazy. I call, you know, saying the universe and thank it so much, because I started out coming to YouTube just as a caller, you know what I'm saying, as a spectator. And when I came on, and you know what I'm saying, people let me call in like Red and G&B, they was like, man, you need to make some content. And I could never ever find, like, all my life, bro, I always try to do right. It's just that I never had opportunity. And I hate to say it, us millennials, we got dealt the short end of the stick as far as trying to get entry-level jobs, get college education, and then we got hit with the recession as we hit in our 20s. So I call it bullshit when people want to talk about we ain't hitting our stepping stones as previous generations had, because we never had nothing given to us, and everything be taken away from us as soon as we get it. So now with this crypto thing and this new lanes, new occupations being developed, I'm just going to try to take my time, try to be the next PD Green. You know what I'm saying? That's my new lane.
And that's you know, and I'm something similar myself, man. This, you know, when I was in the joint and I was just keeping my ear to the streets and see what's going on, I'm like, this is, you know what I'm saying? And it's weird. I ain't gonna say it's weird, but it's kind of like what the word I want to use, man. It's kind of like I already knew it was gonna happen, because what's going on the internet now, you know what I'm saying? I was already, you know, I seen it coming. You feel me? And I'm like, when I come home, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, this is going to be a way to not only get this information out, but to be able to link up with like-minded people and, you know what I'm saying, connect with people, connect game with people, you know what I'm saying, chop up game with each other, you know what I'm saying, exchange ideas, exchange information. And, you know what I'm saying, you see what's happening now. There's only an amount of time, or it was only going to be a little bit of time before stuff like this start happening now. And this is why, you know what I'm saying, I'm here to inform and share information on what they're going to be trying to do to prevent us from doing, because, you know, we being hit with the artificial intelligence.
This is a new renaissance period, Verge. This is a new renaissance.
And we can't let the artificial intelligence outthink us, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I call it the unintelligent artificial intelligence. We can't let it outthink us, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
can't let it beat us.
I gotta get back to work and everything before they start seeing what security at and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying?
Shoot out your page and all that stuff, Mr. O, man.
Man, you can follow me, Mr. O, with the info, giving what you need to know, but you ain't hear from me, though, over at the Ozone Podcast here on YouTube. And you can probably find me in the future on Anchor. I'll be trying to go ahead and talk about hip-hop culture, street culture on that platform as a monetized outlet. And in the future, I will be developing my website so you can find all of my content and my broadcast, because I'm probably going to only go live from my website, just to keep out bullcrap on YouTube and all these other people.
That's how you're supposed to do it too. And that's the end goal with it too, because you know, at least if they come get your website, it's yours. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about being sniped by some old third party type stuff. You know what I mean?
Especially these strags, because look, I'm cooking the community out, both you men, women, and hate to say the kids, because y'all out here wilding the most. Y'all kids, look, let's go ahead and talk about this McDonald's thing before we go. Now look. Natural law just took place with that whole incident involving that woman, that man, and that McDonald's bag and that kid. Natural law, men only gonna provide and protect what they own and what they create. That was the situation right there. Women think we are in a village, not a community. That's why they had the idea they could be village wives, and every man is basically a concubserve.
Right. And that's
now.
Yeah,
go ahead. Nature is running its course. Look, nature gonna run its course. That's why I be looking at people talking about that Bible and all that good. It's called the living word for a reason. That thing is, we still them same people from that book. That people that walked around hundreds of years ago, we still them same people. What you thought we what they stopped making them humans again? I mean, what the fuck? So yeah, let me go ahead and tell y'all what's about to come has already been written. So just stay prayed up. And don't get slayed up. You did? Hey, yo, Verge, I got to go. It was nice talking to you. I'm going to try to touch you on Messenger, or I'll go ahead and text you a little later. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back to work. I'll let you later, bro.
You already know, bro. That's my brother, Mr. O, man. My Joe from out of Chicago with the info. You hear me? Yeah, man. But I just want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, pay attention to what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly getting sentenced to 30 years, like I said, man, that's just crazy to me, man. It's just, damn, that's a lot of time, man. Like, especially considering he ain't got nothing against him. He ain't got no evidence convicting him. And that's the main thing I want y'all to think about with that whole situation with R. Kelly. It don't matter if you believe he's guilty or not. If we start convicting each other to 30 years in prison because we just believe they're guilty and they haven't been proven to be guilty, what does that say about our society? What does that say about us? And then to GHISLAINE Maxwell, who actually is guilty with abundance of evidence based solely off of not only the physical evidence, but even like connecting the dots on who she's connected to and who she's connected with. Epstein, her dad, Robert Maxwell, Prince Andrew. You hear me? Jean-Luc Brunel, Leslie Wexner. Y'all go look up who these people are, man, and connect the dots on that. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. Smash that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. There's always going to be some more content coming. I want y'all to enjoy y'all evening, man. Go check me out on Facebook, Virgil Berry. Check me out on Instagram, ARTMEDIALLC. You know what I'm saying? Tap in and walk with me, man. You know what I'm saying? As always, man, question everything, man. Even what I say. Matter of fact, question what I say the most, man. Y'all enjoy your evening. Peace. I'm going to leave y'all with a selection. Hold on. Gotta leave y'all with a selection. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all hear some of my E&E brothers, man. Hold on. I can cam back up real quick. Let y'all hear some of my E&E brothers real quick. Some of my homies I grew up with here in Columbus, Ohio. Let y'all hear this song right here, man. It's my man Glitch and my man Sick, the Butcher Boys. Y'all can go on all streaming platforms and get them. E&E presents the Butcher Boys. Just type that in. Spells the Butcher Boys with an R. And y'all just type in, go get all their music. Or you can go to thatpip.com, just type in E&E. You know what I'm saying?
This is
Boogie Major.
we on the rise now. Middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hate, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we supposed by sporting. All looking for the fall-in, switches on fall-in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in, while you all talking. We smoking and coughing, till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping on office, yeah, this that bullshit. Killing in vain is vanity, do it again is insanity. Nauseous and real vigilante, killing these kids is plan B. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze, blowing on leash from these planted trees. Don't break the code, this family. We cutting those legs like amputees. My foot was classic, antique. Freaking the beat is it Japanese. Ever our cook is a masterpiece. When money talkers be companies. Fire and flaming with gasoline. Passing my sons, that's a legacy. Study the gang, now they testing me. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Being so bad, they gon' retreat. All of these gems you get retweet. Play with your boys on repeat. You pay the price with your receipt. Below $1 million, flipping it. Everyday noise get sickening. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Turning these good girls to villains. Lyrics is sick. Butcher shit. He ain't clip what we represent. Put it on wax like a candlestick. We live in units and measurements. Cooking it up in the lab. We just performing experiments. Since I'm the bomb atomic, these rappers out of my element.
Now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hate, so we high now. How we ride now? All groups with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we supposed by sporting. All looking for the fall-in, switches on fall-in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in, while you all talking. We smoking and coughing, till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping on office, yeah, this that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga, perfecting my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a dose. The guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the clippers. You know I'm a choke. Only exotic will blow in the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Sick throwing live. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick, and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went off for 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money. Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom. To try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk. Let me lock in. Show these niggas what I do. Axe brain. I be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga. I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit. We the best. Yeah, it's true. This is guaranteed, nigga. This is what I do.